So firstly, I will open the floor with the question. Good evening once again, sir.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. How are you all?
We are
I'm
fine,
with you,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. So there this question someone is asking on our group platform that I want to share with you, sir, before others send in their question.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, the question is about hello.
I'm with you.
Okay. So the person asked question said, I want to know how conversion works in Lagos civil service. I came into the service with an HND as a trade officer. I just got a level 9 this year. I am currently doing my MBA, which will end by early next year. By God grace, please explain if I submit my notification by next year, will I be upgraded to a commercial officer? Because after this year promotion, my next promotion is 2028, but I tender my notification next year for conversion. How will it reflect? So the person said additional qualification, so additional information that she has a postgraduate diploma in 2022. Are you with me, sir?
I'm with you.
Yes, sir. She has a postgraduate diploma certificate in 2022 and joined the service in 2018. She said, I received PMB approval for both my PGD and MBA program. I began my MBA in financial management in May 2024. Also, my PMB approval, and I expected to complete it by 2026. That is the question, sir.
What grade level is the officer now?
She didn't. Okay, level 9.
She's on 9 now.
Yeah, she said she just got level 9. So this
Okay.
year, level 9,
This year,
sir.
okay. Okay, thank you, sir. Well, is that all? Can I start?
Yes, all for now, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you for that question. How does conversion work? If you go to chapter 2 of the PSR, chapter 2, section 5, it talks about conversion. Section 5B talks about conversion, and it says that conversion will come up as a result of additional qualification. It goes further to explain that when we talk about additional qualification, there are processes and procedures that we have to follow before that additional qualification can be accepted. I am glad in your question, you did mention that the officer said she has approval for both the PGD and the MSc or MA he or she did. Fine. That is part of the criteria. You must seek approval before you proceed on additional qualification. Be that as it may, another important thing about conversion is that the course you are going to do at the university must bear relevance to your cadre or must be useful in the service. I can't go and do law as a trade officer now, and I'm on level, okay, I can still even do it. I'm on level 9. And if I qualify for my bar exam. After my bar exam, the entry point of state council, I think, is 10 now. It used to be 9 before. So that means I'm still relevant there. But I can't go and do MBBS now, and I'm on level 9, and I'll say they will use it for me. It depends on a lot of factors. So the relevance of the course you want to pursue for your additional qualification is very critical in determining your conversion. In this situation, if the officer is on 9 now and she has gotten approval for PGD and MSc or MA, if he or she is doing conversion, she will be converted laterally. I want us to understand that word. Well, she will be converted laterally. What do I mean by lateral conversion? Lateral conversion means that if you are on level 9 in the executive cadre or sub cadre, you will be converted to that level 9 in the officer's cadre or in your newly converted cadre. So level 9 from the executive to level 9 of the officer, that is what we call lateral. So the officer, after completion of our MSc, will be converted laterally to level 9. That is it. Let me stop here and listen to more questions on that. Hello, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any question from the floor? Please raise your hand and ask question. Any question from the floor? Okay. The chat box. Okay. Okay. So let me read out from the. Who is that? Please raise your hand. Use the emote. Raise your hand if you want to ask any question. But before that, let me check the chat box. Okay. Engineer Williams said, are you there, sir?
I'm with you, sir.
Okay, sir. Question on cadre conversion.
Yes, sir.
I appear at PMB conversion in November 2022. And
Yes, sir.
after the PMB, I waited for result until I received my conversion letter in January 2024, which happened to be my year of promotion to the next level, level 13. I was in level 12 on November when I appear at the PMB conversion. Because of the lateral conversion, I received on January 2024. The conversion states that my next promotion to level 13 will be 2027 while stepping down.
No, they didn't step at him down.
Okay.
They will have done lateral conversion for him. The only area I want to pick is the length of time, the duration between the PMB and the release of conversion letter. The truth of the matter is that most MDAs are guilty of delaying the PMB conversion. And we have to have it at the back of our mind that commission has a lot to do. It's not only Ministry of Works conversion that we will do. We have 29 parents MDAs, 29 parent MDAs. I'm not saying 29 MDAs now. 29 parent MDAs. And each of these MDAs, 29 parent MDAs, every week, there is no time they won't submit PMB on conversion. And the CMD, that is Career Management Directorate of the Commission, we process. We have the PS to endorse. We have 4 commission members and the chairman to endorse. Then it will go to secretariat to be slated for commission's meeting. I'm sure you are getting this process now. So if the delay started from the MDA, he said the PMB was done in November. If you do a due diligence check, you may discover that that PMB report did not get to commission until 2023, perhaps January, or even worst, February 2023. And when it gets to commission, then that is when commission will now start its own processing. We will not just take the report, hook, line, and sinker. The schedule officer will write a submission. The submission will have to stand the test of time before it is finally approved for the PS endorsement. And when it gets to the PS, if the PS finds any fault in it again, it will be returned to the department to rework on it. All these are time. And that was why when we noticed that most MDAs delay PMB report unnecessarily, we always tell them that after the PMB meeting, the report of the PMB should get to commission not less than 10 days, 10 working days. You still discover that some MDAs still flout this order. Not until when we realize that we are toying with people's life and people's career for that matter, and we attach the necessary importance to early submission of PMB. The earlier you submit the PMB report, the better for the affected officers. So they cannot ask the officer to step down from level 12, from level 13 to 12. We will have done lateral conversion for that officer. The truth of the matter is that the idea of losing a great step stopped in March 2016. Anything Hello, sir.
Are you there, sir? Hello, sir. Hello, we can't hear you again, sir.
Drop èèyàn lẹ̀ o.
Okay, sir.
Wọ́n drop èèyàn nígbà tí nítàn ní òun 113, wọ́n drop òun sí 12. We don't drop o. The last time step down was held was before March 2016. There was a circular in March 2016 during the Amboje regime signed by Mr. Odeyemi then as that says that conversion is lateral. And since 2016, we have been doing lateral conversion. Nobody has been stepped down. That is number one. Number two, the point again is that what causes delay is as a result of the MDA, parent MDA, that did the PMB. Commission has warned for many years, over 4 years now, that report of PMB must get to commission 10 working days after the PMB. And we still find out that most MDAs still flout this directive under the pretext that we are looking for one permanent secretary or the other to sign the PNB reports. So, and when it comes late, the PNB that was done in November, like the officer said, it may not surprise you that the report may not get to commission until January or February. So already November, December, January, February, 4 months have gone without doing anything on that report. So, and when it gets to commission, it will take a month or two. So delaying the officer starts from the parents MDA, and until when our dear nature understands the importance of PNB conversion, that it is officers' life that we are toying with, that is when we can get serious and submit PNB reports on time so as to facilitate the request of that officer timely. Thank you, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Uh-huh.
So, Mr. Awe, sir, you have the floor, sir. Mr. Awe.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, sir. Mr. Yusuf.
Good evening, my chairman, sir.
It's a pleasure to listen to you again, and we will continue. We pray we'll continue to have you at all time.
Amen, sir.
Sir, I want to ask a question. These are issue we raised in one of our last meeting here when we had one webinar like that, and I also want to make an observation or just to put an issues around what you've spoken to now. That some people say they are dropped or they are not dropped. The circular you cited, sir, I remember that at a particular time, in one of those circulars, if somebody is having conversion from a different cadre to another one, I think one of those things that speaks to it, why some people felt that they were dropped, is if somebody is coming from a different cadre to another new cadre, I think the circular states that that person will stay of the new cadre before that person can be promoted.
That person will do what, sir?
That person will stay the normal SPADEV year on the new cadre is converting to before it can be promoted.
Okay, sir.
So let me use an example just for clarification. If I'm a procurement officer,
Yes,
I'm on level 13, or
yes,
I am a traffic officer on level 13, and I want to now get converted into admin or to any other cadre like that. Assuming that person has spent 3 years, the normal 2 years is supposed, 3 years is supposed to use on his grade level as the procurement officer, which is his present cadre. Now he wants to now convert to an admin, but it is not his promotional year now. He has spent 2 years PADEV already. He has earned 2 years PADEV. It only remains one for that person. He now run through conversion PMB. And that conversion PMB lasts till the other year that is supposed to run promotion. And when he's getting his letter and is now converted to maybe procurement or admin, it means that he will stay and earn 3 years SPADEV as an admin officer, admin and HR officer, before he can be promoted. And the other 2 years he has spent as a procurement officer won't count for that person. So by implication, it means that person will lose 2 years. I want to stand to be corrected, sir. So I think most of those of our officers had that issue, except that the L&D officer or the person in charge of that conversion explain to the prospective officer that want to get himself or herself converted that a circular states that upon your conversion, you are going to earn the normal years that is normal for the promotion before you can move on. If not, somebody who has earned 2 years and going to a different cadre will stay on the cadre that is coming in presently and earn the normal 3 years before promotion. I want you to guide us on this. If I'm sure I am right on that.
Thank you, sir. Let me explain better. March 2016
Yes, sir.
came a circular. That circular abrogated the idea of stepping officers down a grade level after conversion. That circular was famous by its name, Lateral Conversion Circular. That was in March, March 2016, during former Governor Ambode's regime. By December 2019, another circular came out. The new circular that came out is the one you are quoting now. That circular,
Yes.
that circular said that no officer will be dropped, that there will still be lateral conversion. But the snag in that lateral conversion is that officer converted will have to spend the mandatory 3 years or 4 years or 2 years, irrespective of depending on the grade level that officer is, before his next promotion. Let me now explain. Let me use your example that a procurement officer who has spent 2 years on grade level 12 and is converting to admin and HR laterally, and he has applied immediately he clocks 2 years on that procurement officer's cadre, anticipating that before he spends 3 years, he will have been converted. What happened? Let me explain some of the things that will happen. The first thing we need to know, sir, is that when you are moving from one cadre to another, you can't say you are in the same cadre, sir. Let me make it more succinct for us now. If as an admin as an executive officer admin, if you look at it very well, there is a thin line between executive admin and officer admin. Very thin line. In some MDAs, the executive are even more prominent and hardworking than the so-called officers. But the truth of the matter is that because that officer is moving from a sub-cadre to officer's cadre, that's number one. That is within the same cadre now. But if the officer is moving from procurement to admin, that officer is moving from an entirely different cadre. What they do in procurement is different from what they are doing in admin and HR, for crying out loud. So there is no way, if you are converted after spending 2 years as a procurement officer and you are converted to an admin officer, and you are now counting that 2 years you have spent as a procurement officer, that I have spent 2 years, I will now spend 5 years, because 2 years plus 3 years, making 5 years before my promotion. You are getting the calculation wrong. They are not the same thing, sir. In the same vein, executive officer within the same cadre, that is from a sub cadre to officer's cadre within the same cadre, they are not doing the same thing. Because even if you have a level 14 executive officer and today a level 8 officer is employed, you and I know that the truth of the matter is that that level 8 officer is senior to that level 14 executive officer. So how can you now say that because you have converted and you are asked to spend 3 years in your newly converted cadre and you are now counting the previous ones? That is a deliberate attempt to distort or misinterpret the rule. That is how I see it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank, thank the reason why I bring this up, I think we have just said the same thing. But the reason why I bring this up, sir, is for you to us. And when we are handling issues around conversion or those who are learning and development officer, that when we have officers like this, some of them don't even know. Some of them don't even have that circular. Some of them have not even read it at all. I think it behoves on us as officers, when that is our schedule, to be able to advise prospective officers who are trying to seek for conversion, that this cadre you have is different from the cadre you are going to.
Benny.
Any attempt for you to want to change at a time when you have spent 2 years, it means you are going to begin again on a fresh note where you are going. So the point of regretting to say that you've lost some years, some people you came in together, now they are far above you or far beyond you, that shouldn't come. So that is what I'm trying to sir.
Alajawe, let me add to it. You see, at times,
Okay,
some
sir.
of us are deliberately being mischievous. I repeat, some of us
Okay.
are deliberately being mischievous. I know for sure that each time when I was in the service and my staff are going for PMB, they always go along with the relevant circulars and
Yes,
PSR.
sir.
And the first thing they will do before they start the conversion is to enlighten officers who have been selected for that conversion. That, do you know the implication of what you are doing? Do you get my point? You can't
Yes, sir.
start a journey. You can't start an unknown journey and you will tell me that the road will be palatable. Everybody that wants to travel out, àwébáṣewàyí, tó bá fẹ́ lọ lóyìnbó ní ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí, èní Sunday, lọ́sẹ̀ yìí, wàá wo máàpù, wàá wo weather, wàá wo time, wípé 10 o'clock p.m. 10 o'clock alẹ́ Nàìjíríà, aago mélòó ni máa dé UK? 6 hours. Tí ó bá sí connecting flight, 6 hours, which is pé aago mélòó ni máa dọ̀hùn? Ṣáàárọ̀ náà ni máa dọ̀hùn? A máa ń ṣe yẹn àwé. When it
Yes,
comes
sir.
to our career, can't we now take due diligence in ensuring that we are not shortchanged in the course of pursuing a career? So some people will now present it as if what they have done for them is an injustice. Meanwhile, by the time to bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní béèrè question, ìwọ tó fẹ́ ṣe conversion, what do you even know about that conversion? Ìwọ tó fẹ́ ṣe conversion, did you ask your L&D officer, what does it take? What do I need? Oh, get me nísìn. Ìwọ tó fẹ́ ṣe conversion, tó mọ̀
Yes, sir.
pé o ti wà, o máa deal for promotion. Okay, we are in June ló ń tán lé ní nísìn. Àbọ́là, I'm in June, and I know that by January, 1st January, I'll be due for promotion. Is it proper for me to go for conversion now? These are the strategic
No, sir.
area tá a máa jọ wò. Because when is it appropriate for me? Is it not better for me to hold on and get promoted, have my national date 1st January 2026, and immediately because you can't have 2 career movement within a year, towards the end of that year, irú ẹni tó ti ṣe conversion ní ìyá yìí, tó gba promotion ìyá yìí, ó yẹ kó máa lé pé tó bá máa fi di October, November, let me apply for conversion, taking cognizance of the fact that ó lè tó 2 months kí wọ́n tó pe PMB fún mi, ó lè bọ́ sí January, and nobody will accuse me of seeking for career movement within a year. Oh, get me nísìn. So it has to be strategic, and you have to draw up a map or seek from those who have a better understanding of the procedure or the workings of that rule. Okay, báwo ni mo ṣe lè ṣe o, báwo ni mo ṣe lè ṣe o, pé kìíní kankan. Most people go for conversion blindfolded without knowing what it entails. And at the end of the day, when they now see the result, they will now start laying that blame on the doorstep of everybody except themselves. So what I'm advocating is that before you start embarking on conversion, why not sit down, go to the commission. I tell people, you can ask from about 3 or 4 different people in that department. If you are not satisfied, when I was there, I'll tell them, go and meet the director. Á ṣàlàyé fún ẹ pé nǹkan báyìí nǹkan báyìí nǹkan báyìí nǹkan báyìí. Ẹlòmíì á kọ̀ wọ commission, á lọ bá ẹni tó wà ní admin and HR ní commission. Á lọ bá ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ tó wà ní budget ní commission. Á lọ bá wrong people. Á ti assume pé everybody tó wà ní commission ló mọ̀ nípa conversion. That is far from the truth. Not everybody. That is why I always tell you, if they tell you something and you are not convinced, go and meet another person so that wàá lè rí òótọ́ ọbẹ̀ kó lè
Thank
di
you, sir.
òótọ́ ọbẹ̀ mú. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. That one was the kind of case study I tried to bring. My question now. No, I told you I have 2 issues to raise. The first one is just a case study and observation for all of us, admin and HR officer, to learn from, because I know many other persons had this issue. But my question now, sir, I want you to help us. There were issues that happened on this call at a particular time. I think it was last week or last 2 weeks when Mr. Otubu came on. And I still felt very uncomfortable with the findings that I got or what he was saying. And that has to do with issue of sub-CADA. And thank God you have even mentioned the same issue today. You are speaking and you are calling sub-CADA, sub-CADA. So when we raised this issue, you were saying that there's nothing like sub-CADA, that, every CADA has a stand and they are like that. And, there was this big reference that was made to issue of executive officer that's for admin, that an executive officer is a CADA on his own instance, then admin and HR officer is another one as assistant. That if we're insisting that executive officer is a sub-CADA, then what do we call clerical officer? Is he a sub-CADA of an executive officer? And I know also there is sub-CADA in procurement, where they have those who are their OND or HND of on level 1 to 8, like that, 7. So, and the normal officers CADA start from procurement officer 1. That's procurement officer. That's level 8 to.
Procurement officer 2.
Thank you. Procurement officer 2 to 17. So when we're speaking to issue of sub-CADA, he insisted that there's nothing like sub-CADA. That is a kind of aberration in language in service, that we just coin that language and we start using it. So I now ask that if that's the case, then there should be a kind of a write-up, a memo or circular or a kind of thought that will come around, so that people will know that if at this instance, the level of you that have left service now and those that are coming like himself, that are very close up there, if all of them carry the knowledge and wisdom of HR, they carry it away with them. Every other person that is left, and we are feeding them with sub-CADA, the same way they will carry it for another donkey years before anybody will say either it is right or not. But because we hear it from you directly today again, then we need an explanation on that, sir, so that we
Thank
can know
you very much, sir. The new HR practice now is that you don't body shame or CADA shame. Let me put it that way. Any CADA that you don't use derogatory words, you use encouraging words. That is why we don't say subordinates. We say downline officers. Do you get it now? So when you say sub-CADA, and we feel that it's derogatory and at times does not befit human being, that does not mean that CADA does not exist. We have executive officer. That's the right word we should call it. But for administrative convenience, that is why we were using sub-CADA and officers CADA. But if because of the new HR practice that don't castigate or use derogatory words to describe an officer so that they won't feel inferior. I agree with him. We tend to limit the usage of that word. And that is why you find it difficult. I hardly use subordinates because nobody is subordinate to anybody. I would rather say downline officer. So it's just a matter of nomenclature. That does not say that executive officer and officer cadre are the same. It's because one is a bit higher in terms of responsibility now that we say, okay, a sub cadre or officer cadre. But the truth of the matter is we should mind our language. That does not mean they are of equal parts, but one is of higher standard than the other. But we don't want to use sub cadre, superior officer, and what have you. So I think what we are trying to say is purely semantics and nomenclature. So I agree with him if he says we should not use sub cadre so that it won't sound derogatory. Thank you, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Awe, for that engagement.
Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. You can raise your hand down, sir. Lower your hand. Thank you, sir. Mrs. Sharia. Okay, Shakira. You have the floor, sir. Shakira.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
You are not audible, ma.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Good evening, ma.
Yes, sir. Thank you for this. Yes, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. My question is still on this number of years if you are converting laterally. Like the example that was used for executive officer cadre, like grade level 12 now, and you want to convert to admin and HR, you still have to spend 6 years before you get your promotion.
That is wrong, man. That assumption is wrong, man. You are moving from another place to another place. Okay, wà Nigeria nísìn. Ó wá lọ sí UK àbí US. Ó relocate. Wọ́n wá ń bèrè pé how many years ló ti lò ní US àbí UK. Ó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní count láti ìgbà tí wọ́n ti ń deny ọ̀tẹ̀ ní visa ní Nigeria pé tí ó bá ń ṣe pé wọ́n ti deny mi visa about 3 years ago ni màá ti máa lò 6 years ní UK. The truth of the matter is you have not spent 6 years or more than 3 years in the UK now. So why must you count the period you are not an admin officer? You can't count it. It doesn't count.
Okay, sir. Yeah. But the explanation you are giving now, like if we take the matter of the sub-cadre into consideration.
Downline
okay, cadre. Sir. The downline cadre, sir. Admin is broad and I believe has executive and the officer, the clerical, am I right? Yes. Embedded in admin. So I'm assuming that since it's still the same admin, that the conversion should not affect us that much to warrant spending another 3 years, since we're already in that admin.
Shakira, yes, let me save our time on that.
Yes, sir.
There is a new PSR in the pipeline.
Okay, sir.
That issue is being addressed. So I'm sure before this year runs out, that circular, that new guideline will be out. We have worked on it and we have discovered truly that was why I said initially that there is a thin line between what executive officers are doing and what officers are doing. I also re-emphasize the fact that at times we have brilliant executive officers. Owó ló ṣòjòrò táwọn náà lè lọ ṣe degree. Àbí bùkátà ló pọ̀ tán lè lọ ṣe degree. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí yẹn ò mí pé wọ́n kú rí. Wọ́n mọṣẹ́ yẹn wọ́n tún mọ̀ ju ẹni tá à ń pè lọ́físà lọ. But because our society is certificate driven, you and I know that we know some executive officers that are far better than some officers. So the service is addressing that. At least I am aware before I left that it has gotten to an advanced stage. And I'm sure before the end of this year, it will be out.
Amen. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
welcome.
much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Mrs. Shakira, I think you are happy. You are expecting that, Abi. You can't wait.
Yes, sir. Yes, I can't wait for that to happen. Just like the entry level, even I'm hoping that we will be able to move up to level 17 at the end of the day, because in my opinion, it is a disservice to HND holders. After spending 5 years, you are still placed on the same level with somebody who spent 2 years doing ND, ending and having your bar at level 14. To me, it's the disservice to executive officers.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
If I should take you up on that, I'll you. But
okay,
let me just give you an insight into it.
Yes, sir.
Shakira, the truth of the matter is that Oroko Sile Kotokne Pasi. The entry point is stated clearly. For the clerical officer, you must have 5 credits. English and Maths. Tó bá dẹ̀ ní English and Maths. Tó bá ní English and Maths, wọ́n á fún ẹ ní level 4. Tó bá ní English and Maths, wọ́n á fún ẹ ní level 3.
Okay.
Tó ń gbádùn ọ̀rọ̀ mi nísìn.
Yes, sir.
Tó bá ní OND, wọ́n á fún ẹ ní level 6. Bó ṣe wà nínú schemes of service nìyẹn o.
Yes, sir.
Wọ́n wá sọ fún ẹ pé tó bá ní HND tẹ́lẹ̀ before wọ́n á fún ẹ 7. But nígbà tí wọ́n ti jà fún, tó bá ní HND wọ́n á fún ẹ ní 8.
8, yes, sir.
Wọ́n wá sọ fún ẹ pé if you don't have additional qualification, you can't go beyond 14. Ṣé wọ́n pé ẹni fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ jà ó ti pààlọ̀ ọjà fún ẹ?
Yes, sir.
Wípé mo fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ jà o. Ìwọ ló máa wò pé èmi náà fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ jà o, but èmi ni máa defeat ẹ.
Yeah.
Oh, get me nísìn.
Yes, sir.
So o lè ní kán wá ní kí HND àbí OND. Then suffer again. Let me tell you again. Before, in the professional cadre, if you have your HND, and only HND will complain when it was rosy for them. If you have your HND, and I have my BSc accounting or engineering, either of the engineering cadre, do you know that I'll be bar at level 10 as BSc engineering or engineering?
Wow.
Oh, get me. And HND engineering will rise to 14.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Oh, that is historical perspective. That thing did not end until 2016, when they now discovered that ẹni tó ti ń pè lọ́gẹ̀ẹ́ tó bá wá yá tí ò bá tètè pass the professional qualification ẹ̀ wàá senior ẹ̀. Máa wo ó tún máa jọ̀gẹ́ ẹ̀ lọ tó bá wà ní level 12 àbí level 10 tí wọ́n wà ní level 13 o tó ń gba promotion lọ o. Tóun bá wá gba promotion ẹ̀ lateral ẹ̀ náà máa wá ṣe fún hour 13 tí wọ́n bá wá gba tiẹ̀ nígbà tó ti wà ní 14 wọ́n á ṣe lateral fún ẹ ṣó mọ̀ pé o ti senior ẹ̀. So má jẹ́ ká lọ síbẹ̀ yẹn òní mo ṣe máa ń sọ fún ọ́fíìsà my own orientation ti máa ń fún wọn tó máa ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbà wọn ni wípé know how you got into the service. Know your limitations and know your strengths in the service. Mo wọlé mo ti mọ limitation mi. I am a professional person. Accountant ni mí, town planner ni mí, engineer ni mí, surveyor ni mí, land officer ni mí. Mo ti mọ̀ wípé if I am not shattered, mi ò ní bírè. Mi ní dúró before I could rise to level 14. ó kéré jù máa lo 15 years in service. Tabashiro 3 years láti level 8. After tó 15 years in service. Kí ni mò ń ṣe for that 15 years tí mi lọ kàwé? Kémi náà tètè move up. So tó bá wá ń sọ fún mi pé colleague mi ni o, àjọwọṣẹ́ ni o, wàhálà ti ẹ nìyẹn. Tó dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé àwọn ọkùnrin ò pẹ́ tètè conclude wá ní ọmọgbọ́n bóyá ó ń fẹ́ lágbájá ni, bóyá ọ̀hún dẹ̀ ní mọ̀ pé ó kàwé ẹ̀ ni.
Ben.
You have to be strategic. You have to plan when you are in service that how can I get to the top fast without cutting corner? Ìwọ tó lọ gba leave of absence. Ìwọ tó travel out to bond with my spouse. O ti lose years ẹ o. You can't eat your cake and have it. Jẹ́ n ṣeré lọ ná kí n padà. Ẹlòmíì ò ní tó ń ṣe o. A kò ṣeré lọ. Ẹlòmíì á gba political appointment. Ẹlòmíì á lọ bí ẹ̀mí ìyá láró. Ẹni tó wá jókòó sí service tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ assiduously tóun ṣáà ń lé pé kí n tó 50 àbí kí n tó 60 èmi náà fẹ́ dé level 17 tó ń le ó wá débẹ̀ ó wá ń bínú ẹ̀. So by the time tá bá máa fi wo record ẹ because people will come to me and say ọ̀gá mi ì mọ̀ àjọwọ́ṣẹ́ ni o mi ì dẹ̀ mọ̀ bó ṣe gba level 15 yẹn èmi dẹ̀ sì wà ń 13 tó bá lọ gbé fáìlì àwọn méjèèjì ìsádà kó ti fail promotion ìsádà kó má ṣe promotion ìsádà kó ti wá excuse oríṣiríṣi kò dẹ̀ ní sọ yẹn ẹni tó wá jókòó síṣẹ́ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ló máa blame òun ni mo ṣe sọ fún ẹ pé tá a bá ní ká dọ́rọ̀ yẹn lẹ̀ ilẹ̀ àṣù ilẹ̀ àmọ́ ó ṣe my dear sister.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. So mi Shakiro ẹ bá gbọ́wọ́ yẹn wálẹ̀. Okay, Lagos State Scholarship Board, I think so, DNHR. You have the floor, ma. LSSB, DNHR. Unmute yourself. Good evening, ma.
Good evening, sir.
Mama ni. Go ahead,
Good
ma.
evening,
You have the
sir.
floor, ma.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ káalẹ́ o.
Alájà salaam aleykum.
Wa alaikum salaam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ọlọ́run á bá kẹ́yìn, Ọlọ́run á bá lọ́rẹ̀ mi yín, Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kẹ́ pẹ́ fún wa. And thank you, my dear brother, for the good work. Now,
Yes, ma.
a quick one, sir. In between network yìí gbé mi kúrò mi gbọ́ question yẹn gbà tẹ́ máa dáhùn ìtàn. Then I will try to send those 2 circulars to the admin so that he can also place it on this platform. Because nǹkan tí mo rí ni pé some of us didn't understand the circular and its implications. As Mr. Awe said, Sherry, some group of people wọ́n ní issues because of timing of version 1. I don't know whether this is what Mr. Awe, my dear chairman, was trying to explain. Some of our officers, they don't, some were not guided or some didn't request for guidance. Because some will apply for conversion. In the 3rd year, they have matured on their current grade level. And explanation that we are converting from one cadre to another cadre. Irrespective, tó bá fi máa calculate here, pẹ̀lú that time, the timing that he or she is converting, he or she is likely to lose some years. Considering the fact that conversion is lateral. So the timing is also important. And when I was in PSO, when officers come and seek clarifications with respect to conversion, I tell them that this timing is wrong. Wait until this time and this time. So I think that when people want to convert, officers want to convert, they should seek clarifications from who they think or who they know that this person is knowledgeable and can guide me with respect to when to move, to want to convert, to make my applications and all that. Because sometimes when applications are made, there are delays. But on send the CPSO, but CPSO conduct the interview when the tests are done and all of that. All those timings are also very important. And some will come and say, I don't want to do it anymore because in between conversion time and promotion meeting I want to opt and do promotion and not conversion. So this timing is also very important, sir. That's what I said. That's what I think I should just chip in as my own contribution, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Alaja. God will increase your knowledge on this job. You are not far from the truth. As I said earlier, I'm glad you said you were out of reach during the period of my explanation. It was part of what I explained, that you have to be strategic and intentional when you are going for conversion. That you can't be start a journey blindfolded. You need to know exactly what you want to do. You need to know the consequences of what you are doing. You need to know, how do I manage the time, considering the fact that you don't control that time. Considering the fact that what the rule says now, as of today, is at the date the commission sits. So all I need to do is that let me devote a year for all this exercise so that at least can to deal from promotion, màá ti ṣe conversion me. So with this platform, I think we can create more awareness to let people know the right time for conversion. Thank you, ma.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Alaja. So, sir, let me quickly run through the chat box. So, Clara is asking question. She said, what are the criteria for getting Mr. Governor's approval for advancement after the Civil Service Commission recommendation? I think that CS is Civil Service Commission recommendation that the high flyer officer should be advanced to the next level. I don't know if you get that question, sir.
Repeat it again.
Okay, sir. She said, what are the criteria for getting Mr. Governor's approval for advancement after the Civil Service Commission recommendation that the high flyer officer should be advanced to the next level?
Thank you, sir. I think Mr. Governor's approval it cannot take more than a month. Because if you have been recommended for high flyer and that you should be advanced, ó ti ṣe gbogbo criteria nìyẹn. What I wanted to do initially was to tell you what you need to do before you can get a high flyer report. But officer IT jump, so let me assume we know what we need to do before we can get there. But for the benefit of those of us,
Oga, don't assume, sir. Oga,
hold
don't
on,
assume, sir. Please tell us. Don't assume.
okay, for the benefit of some of us who are not conversant with the procedure, the first thing is that I always tell officers, if your guy says you are indispensable, you are good, Mother Daniel, and he's giving you money, tell your guy, Oga, ẹ má fún mi lówó nìkan, ẹ kọ lẹ́tà fún mi. Be it your director, ẹ kọ lẹ́tà fún mi, kán mú lọ sọ́dọ̀ PS, kí PS náà sign ni ẹ̀. Get me nísìn, because that is the starting point. That is the starting point. Lágbádá dẹ̀ good o, ó ṣe gbá kankan. Tó bá di pé wọ́n mú high flyers, àbí kí náà máa ń ṣe every year nígbà mo ti gbàgbé ẹ̀, nígbà civil service week yẹn.
Best officer of the year.
Best officer ẹ ṣe wọn ṣe mọ̀ pé wọ́n máa mú department by department wọ́n máa tún wá mú ti ministry wọn ò wá mú ẹ rárá ó tún complain ìjọ yẹn náà wọ́n tún sọ fún ẹ pé ó mọ̀ pé tábà rí àní ṣiṣẹ́ yìí ọmọ ìyẹn náà ń pè ní use and dump shine your eye open your brain if I am good write a letter for me to the PS so that I can be recommended for high flyer. That is one aspect. The second aspect, if your boss, your immediate boss, is telling you or marking you down in your SPADEF because it is stated that 65 and above, there must be a letter attached to it to justify the marks. Ọ̀gá ẹ̀ wá sọ fún ẹ pé mi ò lè kọ lẹ́tà gbogbo tó bá máa score ju 64 lọ àbí 60 mi lè kọ lẹ́tà kankan run away from that boss. Sọ fọ́gá ẹ ọ̀gá mi ẹ fún mi ẹ jẹ́ ń lọ bá àwọn tó máa bá mi kọ lẹ́tà tẹ́ máa kọ màá lọ mú kọ́pì lẹ́tà yẹn wá ẹ lè dákọ kẹ́ sign yẹn. Because these are the steps tí wọ́n máa wò òun la ṣe máa wò pé tó bá score èèyàn ní 65 ní SPADEF for 6 months within that 6 months o dẹ̀ ti fún ní query méjì how can you justify that query and 65% tó fún you can't justify it. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ ń ṣe wá ni wípé we take SPADEF with levity kò sẹ́ni kàkún. Even your immediate boss will tell you wo lọ fílẹ̀ tó bá sọ rẹ gbé wá kí n kọ̀kọ́ remark even ọ̀gá mi àní ṣó ti kọ́ remark jẹ́ kí n sign forgetting the fact that facts are sacred. Kò sí tí wọ́n bá sá lọ lógún ọdún òtítọ́ á lè bá lọ́jọ́ kan ni. Ìwọ tó ti ń sọ pé èèyàn kan ṣe dáadáa nígbà tó lè máa wá score SPADEF ẹ̀ ó wá fún ní 59 PS á béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ náà. Tí ọ́fíìsà yẹn ò bá lè béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ PS á béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. So let us take the bull by the horn at this level. So after that wọ́n ti wá recommend ẹ fún best staff. Tó bá gba best staff ó gba commendation letter ó wà nínú file ẹ òun náà ní copy because ṣe mọ̀ pé most of us are like ara wa náà ẹlòmíà tún lọ máa yọ commendation letter ẹ kúrò nínú file ẹ so tó bá wá sọ pé mo ti ní commendation letter 3 4 wọ́n á du file ẹ ó lè jẹ́ ọkàn náà máa bá ń bẹ̀ wọn ò rí wọ́n lè má file ẹ kan kó sínú flimsy tí wọ́n náà bá ti ní copy wàá dẹ̀ kó copy ẹ lọ to justify why you need to be recommended as a high flyer. Tó bá ti kọjá level yẹn there is a committee on high flyers all these things tí mo sọ iná máa check láti wò pé ṣé kìí ṣe pé tìtorí pé Jamiu ó ń ṣe errand boy fún mi wá lọ bá mi ra oúnjẹ wá lọ bá mi ṣe mọ́tò wá lọ bá mi ṣe gbá ni mo ṣe fún ní high flyer. So tó bá rí pé there are justifications for giving him high flyer.
Hello, sir. Àgbọ̀yìn mọ́ o. Ó dá ìpín nẹ́tíwọ̀kì yẹn sà.
Gbogbo wọ́n lè wo gbogbo àwọn tó ń recommend fún high flyers ṣé wọ́n justify ẹ̀ òun ni mo ṣe sọ pé kì í ṣe pé bóyá mo rán Jamiu ń ṣe personal iṣẹ́ fún mi mo wá recommend ẹ̀ fún high flyer no iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe mo lè gbé jáde kí wọ́n rí is it verifiable what have you done special bóyá nígbà promotion o ó ṣe nǹkan báyìí o ó ṣe báyìí o ó ṣe báyìí o lọ́pẹ́lọpẹ́ o kìíní kankan one or two people there they attest to that testimony, it's a fact. After that committee will now make its recommendation to the HOS. The HOS will now sign and send it to Mr. Governor for approval. The date Mr. Governor signs is the effective date of your advancement. Advancement letter yẹn ò bá dé commission a month after. Commission ò ní lo the date it sits mọ́. Nítorí Mr. Governor ló ju gbogbo wa lọ. Approval Mr. Governor ọjọ́ tó ti approve ẹ̀ ní effective date yẹn. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So
Yes, sir.
another question. Coming, sir.
Yes, sir.
I want to pick it one after the other. Okay, we are pertain to Shakira. Okay, so Engineer Williams.
Actually, attend to Williams now.
Another question from Engineer Williams.
Okay, no problem.
Clara, can you please mute your mic? Clara, mute your mic, please.
I'm trying to, please.
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Jamiu, before I mute my mic.
Okay, you want to say something?
My question.
Okay, ma'am.
The fellow realized that the Civil Service Commission recommendation to PSO for governor's approval is not automatic. The fellow realized that some people that their approval came after his own were pushed for governor's approval. While the person, as we speak, since almost 2 years now, that recommendation is still seated at PSO. Thank you.
Can I answer that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
One thing I want us to realize is there is no sense of entitlement in anything in service. Don't forget the fact that recommendation, that is the name. Don't forget the fact that some people will sit on it and justify. That is why I said, I can't say because Jamiu is running errands for me, I will recommend him for special advancement. There must be justification, incontrovertible evidence to buttress my remark. If I say Jamiu is hardworking, efficient, I have to say one or two things he has done to justify his efficiency. If I say he's a dependable ally in the ministry, I have to show example that, for instance, he did this, he did that. So it depends on how your letter is written. That is the first thing. Then secondly, where is that letter? If you say PSO, where exactly in PSO? Don't forget the fact again that I have said we are our enemies, our lotarawa. Maybe that file is given to somebody to review, and that person mistakenly dropped it somewhere and he forgot. Kò dẹ̀ bother láti wá. So if I were you, I will ask my boss that sent it to PSO, write a reminder to PSO that so report was forwarded to PSO for onward transmission to HOS and to Mr. Governor. And we have not gotten any response for the past 3 or 4 months. Please, we would like to find out how far. If you do that, ẹni tí ó tọ́jú ẹ̀ àbí tó misplace ẹ̀, á wà G3, á wà jáde. But like I said ab initio, there is no sense of entitlement. That is that. Clara, am I clear?
Thank
you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. So I think this Engineer Williams' question is continuation of the first question. So because he said the conversion letter says I will have to wait for the next 3 years, 2027, which means that I have already lost 3 good years before next promotion. My promotion to level 13 supposed to be 2024 to level 13. So there is a step down, sir, because I have already lost 3 years. I think we have addressed that before.
Let me add to it, sir, Mr. Jamiu.
Okay, sir.
If you say half full and you say half empty, it depends on how you are looking at it. Half full and half empty. Ìkọ̀kọ̀ náà ni. Ó depend bó bá ṣe ń wò. Tó bá kọ 6, if you say it is 6 and I say it is 9, it depends on how you are looking at it. The truth of the matter is we don't step anybody down. If you fail to understand the rule and interpret it how it's supposed to be, but you have chosen your own interpretation, so be it. I have said the word is lateral conversion, and we have said that you are moving from executive cadre to officer cadre. You can't count the years there. And we have also said it depends on when you applied. That is why we said conversion is strategic. Do you get it now? That only Mrs. Akamo Solen Kono, you look at the time. If you come at the time you are supposed to be promoted, they won't do it for you. So if you are now shifting your own blame to any other person, let us leave it like that. It is either half full or half empty. It is either 9 or 6. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Engineer Williams, I hope you understand that. So for more clarification, you can send message to our WhatsApp group or Telegram group. Now, Adeola leaves Jayola. She said, how about if the officer is on level 14 admin and study law? So will the officer be converted to level 14 state council?
No, sir.
Okay.
Let me explain, sir. Let me explain, sir. Don't let me just say no. Go and look the history of conversion. You will never see anybody converting to state council. You will never see any other cadre converting to medicine or doctor, being a doctor, medical officer, that's the right word, medical officer's cadre. Why? Because in law, there is seniority. If I'm on level 14 and I wanted to convert to state council cadre, and I've just finished my bar exam, and I've been called to bar experience, non-low in the state council cadre. So your level 14 will take you back to level 12 as the entry point in the state council cadre. The same thing in medicine. If I'm on level 14 and I went back to school to do MBBS, I'll be converted to medical officer grade level 12. Kò sí pé lateral bẹ́ẹ̀. That is why there has never been any person that has converted to state council or medicine, because it has its own peculiarity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Before I call on Mr. Awe, let me quickly take Itunu Babarinde Gbemisola's question. Now, she said, good evening, everyone. I would like to cite the example of 2 officers who came into service at different time on the same grade level. Sorry. She said they both got upgraded. The officer who came in after the other one is now ahead. What could have happened at that instance? I don't know if you get the question, sir.
I do, sir. Let me explain what happened.
All right, sir.
like I said, prior to 2016, March 2016, conversion, if you are converting, you'll be stepped down. So that presupposes that if I join the service in year 2000, and my friend, like the person is saying now, join the service in year 2002, you know, obviously I'll be that person's senior by virtue of the fact that he met me in service for 2 years. Do you get my point? If I now qualified, have a professional certification, and the rule of conversion then is that officer will be stepped down, and I was stepped down, and my friend waited till 2016, March 2016, when the lateral conversion takes place and is converted, he won't be stepped down, he becomes my senior. Àrírú ẹ̀ ní audit àti finance and account àti nursing ó pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ ń bẹ dáadáa. But the question now is, what do we do? If you come back to us, we will now sit together, look at officers who came in before that officer, those who came in 2000. We will now look at their career trajectory and see, because we don't demotivate, we have to motivate you to work. Kò sẹ́ni tí inú ẹ̀ máa dùn tó bá rí pé subordinate òun ó ti wá senior òun, by virtue of ipò ṣe conversion, ó dẹ̀ benefit from the new rules. So we now sit down and look how we can now make him the senior of that person again. That is it, sir.
So before I continue with the chat box, Mr. Awe, you have the floor, sir.
Oh, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I want to raise an observation again on this issue of conversion and losing of time, losing of years. Sir, I do recognize that there are some MDAs, I don't know for whatever reason, or sometimes because of their own maybe budget or paucity of fund or their planning. Some of them actually run conversion or PMB once in a year, or sometimes they will say they delay it to maybe September or July. I don't want to mention names, but then I know it has happened like that once or twice in some other MDAs that I worked. And the funny part of it is some other people will have written letter for conversion. Like you said, conversion is strategic. That is what you've just told us tonight. And that is a lesson for all of us, that conversion is strategic. So if somebody just got his promotion letter for this year as it is, even this 2025, and he knows he can't get to career progression in a year, and that person now has stayed okay only to wait to write for conversion against maybe September, when he will have be too sure that his promotion year has gone 9 months, and by the time the whole show will start and the conversion really will come in January, he will have run the whole of that year, that one spaded year, that they won't count it as a double this thing for him. If apparently the MDAs where that person works are the type that they do their conversion maybe once in a year, so what happened to that officer, and how could that officer, push up to assist himself or herself into his career progression, sir?
Thank you very much, sir. Can you tell me the law or the circular that says that conversion should be done once in a year? There is no circular.
There is none, sir. There is none, sir.
There is none. What happened is that most MDAs have seen that PMB must be monetized. That if you don't have money, we can't do PMB. And I've often told them that owó kọ́ ni gbogbo nǹkan, career ló matter o. Lè sọ fún mi, I once worked in a ministry as a DNHR. When I got to that ministry, I don't want to mention that ministry. I got to that ministry in April 2019. and they were telling me that they have slated a lot of people for conversion since 2018 that they could not do that conversion. And I asked, kí ló dé? Wọ́n ní pé once in 2 years that one ṣe conversion. Mo ní you are being cruel. You are wicked.
Imagine.
How can you say once in 2 years? And I called ẹni tí mo gbaṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé ọ̀rẹ́ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
Hello, sir.
Owó wo la nídìí láti ṣe PNB? It's a professional ministry. That ministry, we have a lot of level 17. Me need láti invite any level 17 kankan láti ta. Yàtọ̀ sí àwọn tó jẹ́ statutory. Bóyá representative of PSO, representative of commission, representative of staff. Mo láwọn yẹn ni, all I need to do is màá bẹ director wọn, má fún mi ní level 17 o. Fún mi ní àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ kan wá level 12, level 13. Àwọn substantive directors, mo ti mú wọn lọ́dọ̀ mi. And we did that. Mi ò mọ̀ pé mi náà ni màá wá parí iṣẹ́ yẹn ní commission, because that was the same year, 2019. Mi ṣe parí iṣẹ́ yẹn ni mo padà lọ sí, non-deploy mi lọ sí commission. What I'm saying in essence is that our admin and nature, some of us are wicked o. Because of the pecuniary gain ta fẹ́ rí nínú PNB, la ṣe máa sọ wípé a ṣe PNB ju nǹkan lọ́dún lọ, forgetting that we are holding people's career in abeyance, perhaps intentionally or out of ignorance. So if there is no law that says that PNB should be done once in a year, I often tell officers that tó bá ti apply for PNB 3 months after, tí ministry ò bá ṣe fún ẹ, write to commission, complain about that officer. Mark or anonymous letter, put your name, except to buy a parọ́ mọ́, and you attach your evidence. Commission will take that officer up and the PS, especially that officer. Owó òun náà kọ́ sí pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ fún wa lówó fún PNB. Wọ́n kọ́ síbi kankan pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ fún wa lówó fún PNB náà. À ń yọ̀ síra wa lọ́rùn ni náà. So bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn, my brother. Bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. PNB ẹ lè ṣe lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́rin. Let me give you an example ní STO. Before I left the service, STO lè ṣe PNB conversion lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́rin, lẹ́ẹ̀márùn-ún. Tó máa pè wá, àwa gan la máa complain. Ìpè èyí tá a ṣe àtẹ̀tí ìgbọ́ kìíní ẹ̀ tún ti fún wa ní mi, á ní bérò ṣe pọ̀ sí làwọn ṣe ń ṣe nǹkan àwọn. So why are we shying away from our responsibilities, forgetting the fact that what we left undone has consequences against 1 or 2 people tó wà lọ́fíìsì wa? N tèmi rí sí nìyẹn o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wà life sí responsibility wa. Let us take the bull by the horn. When anybody is being cheated or feels cheated, that person should complain. They won't blame you. They won't beat you. They won't sack you. If your complaint is genuine and you have evidence to prove what you are complaining about. Ohun tí mo lè sọ síbẹ̀ yẹn nìyẹn, sir.
Ẹ ṣé gan, sir.
Yes, sir.
We have many questions in the chat box, but to the time, so I will just take like 3 questions, then we round it up. Ajayi Adeola, she said, "Good evening, sir. What about officers that are on the same cadre, like professional officers that are on sub-cadre?" Adeola, remember, we are not nothing like sub-cadre again, downline. That are on sub-cadre.
That are the executive cadre.
I think she's referring to professional officer, professional cadre here. So that are on the downline cadre want to be converted to officer cadre, like information officers, health officers. Please, please, we need to be considerate for the issue of waiting for 3 years.
Mo ti sọ pé wọ́n ti fẹ́ resolve gbogbo issue yẹn sẹ́ ọdún yìí ó máa jáde.
All the type ẹ̀ ti pẹ́ náà, so I can try
Kì í ṣe admin and HR nìkan ni all cadres ni.
Okay.
So all cadres tó ní executive and officers cadre. If you are moving from the executive cadre to that officers cadre, o nílò jọ ọdún kan lọ. Ohun tó wà nínú law nìyẹn. If it has not changed o.
Okay, I think some of the questions here have been even answered. Taiwo Obasanya, the entry point for OND and HND holder is not the same, though both cannot go beyond grade level 14, except there is additional qualification. Sir, is possible for ACA I-card holder to be placed on grade level 10 without a degree at the entry point in the service?
It's not possible, sir.
It's not possible.
What the schemes of service says is that you must have a degree. Go and check it.
Okay, sir.
There must be a degree.
Okay, sir. So, Oluseyi Arinola, good evening, sir. I have done promotion this year, but I am still awaiting promotion letter. Can I see apply for further study this year?
It has nothing to do with your further studies now.
Okay, she has 2 questions, sir.
Yes, sir.
She said, secondly, what could be the reason? What could be the reason? What could be the reason for the delay of our promotion letter when promotion has been concluded?
Ojú ló ń kán ọmọ kìíní kan tó ń kájọ. Òun náà ló ní gbogbo ẹ̀. Òun náà ló ní nǹkan ẹ̀. You all agree with me that November 4, the former commission members, their tenure ended on November 4, 2024. And commission had been operating without commission members. And there is no decision commission can take if there is no commission members. So what we did, it was because we don't want to hold people into ransom and say because Kosi commission members are initial promotion. That was why promotion was done. And I can assure you, when the new commission members came in May, they have started work. They have gone through all the promotion done before their arrival. And I have to commend them. They have done a yeoman's job. They have completed. And I'm sure by now they should be printing letters to be dispatched in July. So either you are 1st January or you are 1st July. Me, authoritatively, because I'm no longer working there. But I know that your letters will be ready before the end of July. I'm not being authoritative because I don't know what is happening there now. But what I know for sure is that they have defended the promotion exercise. Don't forget the letter. There is a modality of writing that letter. The tone of that letter should read the commission at its policy meeting. So if you have a promotion letter that does not have that, at the time you are exiting the service, State Auditor General will return that letter and see it as maybe a fake letter because it has a way the letters are written. And if commission was not in place, we can't say the commission at its meeting, a meeting period here. So what we did was that we sought the HOS approval so that those in January can start enjoying their financial benefits because we know there won't be arrears for them. And those in July, so I want to go to as from July ending. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So the last question. So this said, good evening, sir. Can you please ask our able director to give more clarity as regard the conversion of the archivist? A BSc graduate of computer science was not converted, but ND graduate was converted.
Kí ni ND yẹn ni o? Ẹ má jẹ́ ká ṣàbòsí o. Oní BSc computer was not converted, while ND in what?
Okay.
Let's-
It's like
let
he
me
has
explain. Okay,
okay.
ṣó ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ni? Ṣó ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kó sọ̀rọ̀?
He has another additional information here. Say what
Okay.
also is the criteria for converting officer from grade level 7 to 9? Who is a BSc holder, because not all BSc graduates were placed on level 9. Social sciences courses were also not converted, such as business administration, in the IRPM and the likes. That's it, sir.
Okay, sir.
You can
Hello?
go ahead, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. The truth of the matter is this, Mr. Jamiu.
Yes, sir.
The archivists, which one of them is online directly now, so that he can bear me
Yeah,
witness.
one of them is here.
The truth of the matter is that what happened was that most of them were tired of the place they were working. Some of them are in the local government. Some of them are in suburb. Some of them are in Tescom. Some of them are Okpo. So when the opening came, it was an internal advertisement for conversion, internal one. So they all applied. They wanted to use archivist cadre as an escapist route or route. Wọ́n ti gbàgbé pé báwọn ṣe ń ṣọ́ sáfíìsì náà ń ṣọ́ wọn, sáfíìsì náà dẹ̀ ń plan fáwọn náà. Èèyàn kan ló lè mú o, ò lè mú gbogbo jọ̀mọ́ o. Nítorí tó bá tẹ̀ kun Jamiu lórun, tó fẹ́ kun àwé lórun ni, tó fẹ́ kun àwọn tó kù tó wà lórí platform, ò lè kun gbogbo wọn lórun náà. Èèyàn kan ló máa mú, ò lè mú gbogbo èèyàn. So before that conversion was done, they were told the implication, like I said earlier, that kán tó ṣe conversion, wọ́n máa sọ implication yẹn fún yín. Nígbà tí wọ́n wá ṣe tán, paragraph 4 of their conversion letter, olùmọ̀ṣẹ́ ní, which one of them is live with us here. Paragraph 4 of that letter said that you cannot be converted until after 3 consecutive promotions. Mo fẹ́ kí ọ́fíìsà yẹn kó dá mi lóhùn bí n ṣe ń sọ lọ. You cannot be converted to other cadre until after 3 consecutive promotions. Be that as it may. Cadre yẹn nínú schemes of service, kí wọ́n lọ wo what you need to convert to that cadre. I saw Otubu lórí platform yìí lẹ́ǹkan mi mọ̀ bóyá ó ṣì wà ń bẹ̀.
Wọ́n wà bí sà.
Ó ṣì wà ń bẹ̀. If
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni,
Otubu could recall, I took him up last year nígbà tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe conversion fáwọn kan. Because somebody who read computer science, how are you telling me that computer science cannot be converted to archivist cadre? My argument was that computer science is more relevant in archivist cadre than even information or mass comm. But nígbà tá a jọ wo schemes of service, kò máa fi computer science sí. And what is not in the schemes of service as prerequisite qualification, lè gbà. And I told their director admin and HR, Dr. Dosumu, if I were you, come and meet me, let us write a position paper. Ó lè jẹ́ ìgbà tó ń ṣe schemes of service yẹn, ó ti pẹ́, káwọn máa ronú pé computer science. Ní ìsìn, computer scientists can also keep information. Wọ́n máa ṣe sí iCloud, wọ́n máa ṣe sí oríṣiríṣi. But because computer science is not part of the degrees required for that conversion, it cannot be done. The question now is, what happens to that officer? Because that officer, àti sọ fún yín pé ó máa gba promotion mẹ́ta kó tó kúrò ńbẹ̀. And some of them came to me and I told them, what we need to do, let us write a position paper. But because most of us are unwilling to do that, and I cannot cry more than the bereaved. Number one, èmi kọ́ ni mo ṣe transfer fún wọn. Tó bá jẹ́ mi ni mo ṣe transfer ni, I will have championed it. Conversion level ṣe lọ́dọ̀ tèmi. Mo dẹ̀ ń sọ fún wọn, let them come, they should come, kájọ jókòó kájọ ṣe. So bí kéèsì wọn ṣe rí nìyẹn, my dear brother.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Mrs.
Tó túbú bá wà bẹ́ẹ̀, kó túbú sọ̀rọ̀.
Before I call Mr. Otubu, Mrs. the child. I don't know if I saw Mrs. Dosunmu.
Dr.
Mrs.
Dosunmu.
You have the
Ọ̀rẹ́ mi
floor, ma.
ni.
Unmute yourself, ma. Mrs. Dosunmu. Mrs. Dosunmu, unmute yourself. Okay.
Tó bá ṣe, tó bá ti rẹ́dì, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ Otubu.
Okay, sir. Mr. Otubu, sir. Mr. Otubu, sir.
Otubu ẹ là wá lóye náà.
Ó dà pé network wọn ni. Okay. Kí n wo.
So, I'm here.
Okay,
Okay.
ma.
Yes. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Yes.
You are welcome, ma.
Yeah, concerning the matter you just raised, sir.
Yes, ma.
After the first conversion we did for the first set of designated officers, where we had issues with their qualification not being, relevant to archives cadre. At the board meeting where the PMB, that they were declined, they were not recommended. The DEX officer that came from Civil Service Commission promised when he went back to, promised that if he goes back to commission, he's going to write a strong-worded, submission to present their case. That was the promise given to us by that officer then. I don't want to mention his name. Yes, that represented Civil Service Commission then. Then that was the promise. In the long run, they were not granted. I think maybe his request was not granted after presenting that matter to the commission. And he now told us, after all, what he has done at the Civil Service Commission end, he said we should represent those officers, which we did this year. And this year again, PSO, when we were at the meeting, PSO came again and said these officers cannot be converted. That is their qualification is not relevant to archives cadre. And it was at that meeting, we had that meeting about 2 weeks ago or thereabout. It was at that meeting that we were advised that we should go and write a position paper.
That is
not the first one that we had about a year or thereabout ago. It was at this last one we were advised that we should go and write a position paper, sir.
Maurice tell me Mrs. I told that officer, if we write a position paper, I will defend it. In this
They
century.
didn't communicate that to us, sir. We were not communicated, but that officer didn't communicate that to us.
Officer in La Johnson.
Okay, sir.
Maurice tell me lay blame. I expected you to come. Position paper in your fine bade. Ejeka loba PS. Ejeka loba lagbaja.
Yes, Mr. Otubu is here, sir.
Okay, we were there. We came to see Mr. Odeyemi then. We came with my DG. We came and they said they will look into it. It was in the long run that we got our letters for the officers that we saw that they were not recommended. I came with my DG.
Ejeka wa help won. position
we are going to, yes, sir. We are going to write that letter now. That position paper now.
Mrs. Dokpemu, mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ṣe kẹ́ lè fi legacy yẹn lẹ̀ fún wọn.
Yes, I will. Yes, sir. I will do that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So, Mr. Otubu, sir. Mr. Otubu, sir. Mr. Yusuf, are you there, sir?
I'm there now.
Okay. Mr. Otubu,
Mo retí Mr. Otubu ni.
Okay.
Bóyá ó ní network problem.
Mr. Olaigbe, you have the floor, sir.
Hello, salaam alaikum ọ̀gá mi.
Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bó ni ẹ kújọ́ mẹ́ta?
A dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run, ṣé dáadáa lẹ wà o?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your wealth of experience you have displayed today on this platform. We really appreciate your knowledge, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So much. Yeah, I just want to add to the issue at hand. Lórí àwọn archives yẹn.
Yes, sir.
Sherry issue yẹn, it wasn't conversion they did for them. It was redesignation.
Yeah. Sorry, redesignation. You are right.
Yeah, because I was in that PMB.
You are right. Redesignation is sorry.
And before we commence that meeting, I stood up and told them the issue at hand. And redesignation is a matter of public policy. It's strictly on public policy.
Yes.
And on that day, I realized
the instance of the government.
Yes, instance of the government. You are right, sir. So on that day, I observed that majority of the people that were present for this redesignation were those who are already stocked at Subeb.
So Subeb local government teaching commission.
Because you know what happened then was that they needed job at that particular time. They were employed. So one wale progress. Subeb got to promotion. So most of them got stopped. So they don't know where to go. And that was when the window for the redesignation was open, most of them showed interest and came. They wanted to redesignate so that they can, most of them want to try transfer of service code law. Because no more. So all the archives here, that circular
as opportunity,
as opportunity for them to leave that environment now. So Nijo yẹn mo address wọn kati to bẹ̀rẹ̀ rárá. And virtually all of them were redesignated. Now, on wá redesignated on nísìn torí ẹ̀ lọ ṣe fi caveat yẹn sí lẹ́tà wọn pé they cannot do. Nítorí pé gbogbo wọn wọ opportunity wọ́n ká ìfìyàn kàn fẹ́ ṣe láti wọbẹ̀ kọ́dẹ̀ gbàbẹ̀ gbàbò mí.
Stop gap wọ́n fẹ́ fi ṣe.
Ti get here. So but condition tó wà nù lẹ́tà yẹn kò jẹ́ kó lè jáde mọ́. Ipe tó bá tiẹ̀
wọ́n rope wọn ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, and I go along with the service nítorí pé tó bá tiẹ̀ pé wọ́n tiẹ̀ ní interest láti progress pẹ̀lú kéda yẹn. But tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn for the next 3.
Wọ́n show interest.
Wọ́n develop interest. And wọ́n develop interest in it. And that is why some of them are still archives officers, some of them are still activists now today because they've decided to show interest and they are moving forward with that. But àwọn tó wá ń complain sin ni àwọn tó ṣàṣìfẹ́ jáde at all costs to another cadre. Mo dẹ̀ believe pé tí another window bá tún open wọ́n ready àti ti gbàbẹ̀ lọ. So
wọ́n lè lọ torí wọ́n máa lo 9 years yẹn.
Wọ́n máa lo
9 years wọ́n á
Ọlọ́run á bá mi lékún ìmọ̀ ní sà.
Alama Amin, thanks for your contribution. More appreciated.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. So let me take this last person. iPhone. I don't know your name. iPhone. So you have the floor. iPhone. Okay. Mrs. Dosumu, unmute yourself. You have the floor, ma.
No, I just want to what Mr. Olegbe just said. That was the genesis of the process for those archives officers is redesignation. What we are talking about is we are talking of their conversion. After they redesignated, there was a caveat in their letter that they must spend 9 years on that in archives before they can be converted to any other cadre. But some of them, majority of them were on level 7, which they had additional qualifications, some that are relevant to archives, some are not relevant to archives. So those ones that had prerequisite qualifications in archives cadre, we did conversion for them. It's those ones that do not have that we didn't do conversion for.
I understand, ma'am.
So it's not what Mr. Lebe is saying is another thing, sir. It's not.
Genesis,
Genesis, the Genesis, the Genesis. Yes.
Remember more nígbà tó pé conversion là ń sọ.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma, for the clarification. iPhone, I don't know your name, so you raise your hand, unmute yourself and talk. iPhone.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Mr. Otubu, good evening, sir.
I'm having network issues, so that's why it's off and on. So I've used another phone. I don't know the question they're asking of.
No, I make reference to the fact that a year or two ago, when we wanted to do conversion for the archivists, and your expertise was sought, and you told them computer science degree holder cannot be converted to archivists. That I took you up. Computer science were more relevant. And we went through all the schemes of service, prerequisite requirements. Computer science was not part of the university degrees listed. And because of that, we could not convert them. So, and I said, when we started this Zoom, I saw your name, that if Mr. Otubu is still online, he can attest to the fact that we have tried to resolve the issue of having computer scientists converted to archivists. That I even said they are even more qualified because most of the information can be kept in the iCloud and what have you. But because it's not part of the prerequisite, and except if there is a circular that includes computer science to it, there is no way computer science graduate can be employed as an archivist. Mwani only pay Otubu no pay. I know is a witness to this issue.
Okay, sir. No problem, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Otubu. Thank you, Ms. Dosumu for the clarification. The iPhone. I've been calling the iPhone, but no response from your end. So you can raise your hand down. Mrs. Shakira, are you still there? Mrs. Shakira. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ ti àwọn lè help jù inú wọn ti ń dùn báyìí pé àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Okay, I just want to call on her to give us a closing message. Mrs. Shakira, Mrs. Clara, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Okay,
Sorry,
Ms.
sir.
Shakira, yes.
Yes, Shakira.
Okay. Before you give us the closing message,
Yes, sir.
I just want to remind all of us Mrs. Itunu Babayende. Mrs. Itunu Babayende, you have the floor. 2 minutes.
Okay. Good evening, sir, and good evening, everybody. So the case I cited is not a matter of conversion. These two people were admin officers, and one came in earlier than the other. They both got the upgrade. They both got upgraded, and now the one that came in later is ahead of that person that came in before. I still don't know what's happened in between. I'm still not clear about that. What I cited.
Let me ask some questions, madam.
Yes, sir.
The two of them came in at the same time. Is it with the same?
One came in, let's say, maybe 1999 or 2000. The other came in 2001 or 2002.
Okay,
and
let's
now
hold
the
it that
one
way.
that came in 2001, 2002 is ahead of the one that came in 1999 or 2000.
Okay, let me do it this way, ma.
Yes,
what is their qualification at the point of entry?
Both first degree, I believe.
No. I don't want I believe. What we are doing here, ma. No, excuse me, ma. What we are doing here, what can help our discussion is evidence-based. You don't get my point.
First degree, sir. First degree. Okay, let me not use I believe.
Madam, you are not sure. You are not sure. There is no way. If both of them join the service with their first degree, admin and HR, they will be given level 8.
Yes,
After 2 years, they will do statutory advancements.
No, then they were not even doing statutory advancements. I'm talking about people that came in 1999, 2000.
Statutory advancements.
So promotion. But in between, there was an upgrade.
Madam, only my upgrade you. Someone quick period here, one fail promotion.
No, upgrade this time. Upgrade this time.
Kí ló ní tó fi ṣe upgrade?
No, there was this policy that there was an open upgrading for. Okay, I'm part of that set that got the upgrading. It's just that I lost. Maybe some people got it earlier than us, or they were able to get it. I don't know. They are 2 years ahead of us now.
Only mo ṣe ní bóyá statutory advancement, but tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ upgrading, why are they being upgraded?
That's we've had years of experience before we came into service, and most of us, we didn't know much about service. All of us just came in.
Okay. I'm having a clearer picture now.
Yes, sir.
I'm having a clearer picture now.
Yes, sir.
What may have happened?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm not part of that. Is that if your post-qualification experience, if you check the schemes of service,
yes, sir,
it tells us that if you have BSc or BA first degree,
yes, sir,
1 year plus NYC level 8.
Yes.
It now went further that if you have 3 years post-qualification experience, only for any 9. If you have more than that, because of your experience.
Yes. And most of us had worked somewhere else before joining the service in that 99 2000. Yes.
If you can now prove, if you can prove empirical evidence, because when I talk about establishment issue, I want my facts and figures so that I won't be misquoted.
Yes, sir.
Maybe I don't listen to maybe. I listen to facts. No, it's a fact. So that Yusuf Losoba now. So only the period no letter. Because the service will not give you what you don't ask for. The service is not a Father Christmas.
Okay, so maybe the other
collector. On they attach incontrovertible evidences. I have worked in this place, I have worked in that place as an admin officer. There is a likelihood why me sort with certainty more. No, it's a fact because I don't want to be misquoted.
Misquoted, okay, sir.
Except marry file on méjèèjì. Okay. To transfer nínú file one. And unfortunately, I can't do that now because I'm not there. So I can't speak authoritatively on that. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Because of time. So our take home, don't forget, for the purpose of a promotion interview, Mr. Yusuf mentioned something, 29 parent MDAs. So let us note it down. Yes, let's note it down. Then about the how you can
no,
get
so I understand the killer I mean by parents MDAs. Damn you.
ẹjọ ẹni tó bá understand kìíní yẹn tó bá understand parent MDAs, please, if you understand the parent MDAs, unmute yourself and say something about it. Ms. Shakira.
Yes, sir. Okay. I'm thinking that this means like MDAs like PSO, like Ministry of Youth and Social Development, Ministry of Health, STO, that like that.
Let me explain. When we talk about parent MDAs, we are talking about MDAs that have officers in various departments, in various ministries and departments. Let me give you an example. STO now, there is no MDA that does not have finance and account officers. When you talk about planning and economy, economic planning, budget and economic planning, there is no MDA that does not have planner. When you talk about PSO, there is no ministry that does not have executive. Let me now give you a shocker. If you talk about WAPA, Shegbogo Alani, Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation.
No, sir.
Let me give you another shocker. If you talk about Ministry of Housing, Shegbogo Alani, Housing Kini. Oh, it gets ministry. So we are talking about ministries that house officers, like Ministry of Works. Like Ministry of Works. I want to one housing staff for Ministry of Works in the world. Get ministry. What I can do, maybe tomorrow I will list all those ministries and give it to Jamie.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah,
so,
welcome.
Mrs. Shakira.
Yes,
Mrs.
sir.
Shakira, yes, give us a closing message, and appreciate our guy for their time.
Yes, sir. I want to appreciate you, sir, Mr. Yusuf, for this rich tutoring.
Discourse.
Yes, I'll say it's tutoring. Tutoring is more tutoring than discourse, because we gained a lot. Yes, sir, we gained a lot. Pray that Almighty God will continue to increase you in beneficial knowledge, and
Amen.
that your time of retirement will not be a tiring time for you. You spend it in sound health and increase in all goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome, I appreciate you for calling on me too. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for response to this call. And thank you, our guy. In fact, I gave Oga short notice. Immediately I call him, he said, why on Sunday? I said, Oga, no slide, but Kasha Kote Jiroro. And he said, okay, no problem. Thank you very much, Oga. I'm not surprised. Bí ṣe máa ń pè wọ́n lójijì nìyẹn fún program. Wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ní, okay, ṣé wọ́n no problem. You always been there. Ẹ ṣé gan sir. Like Mr. Awe said, àtúmọ̀rí yín bá àtúmọ̀ pè yín tó bá tún irú wa lójú.
I'm always available.
Thank you, sir. So thank you, every one of us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So unmute yourself and say a very big thank you to Oga.
Thank you,
Thank you
everybody.
very much, sir.
Yes,
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
We appreciate you.
But
Thank you, sir.
actually,
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Sunday.
thank you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
But actually, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
sir.
God bless you.
We appreciate you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Wisdom and
More wisdom
understanding.
from above, sir.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
sir.
Thank you very much.